If you would like to install another IDE, such as Apache NetBeans, make sure that you have installed the JDK first, as shown in the tutorial previously. And then when you are ready, you should download Apache NetBeans installer, again, according to your operating system, to your local machine, and then execute that installer. So this is a more well-rounded IDE because it also supports editing files for HTML, JavaScript, and PHP. So it can ask you for the JDK version. Since I have multiple JDK versions, it shows me 3, but you should have only one, 15.0.2. I am okay with it if it's checking for updates. Sorry for the background noise. Okay, so when it's done installing, you should see this screen. Now it's time to open it up and configure it. I would say no, because previously I had 8.2, version 8.2 of NetBeans set up. But since we are not using that anymore, I will say no. You should not see that screen unless you have previous NetBeans installations. So now, like with Eclipse, you would have to create a Java application. Now you will find these options. Don't worry if they don't make much of a sense. Usually Maven and Gradle are for Java projects that have external dependencies, and these are usually used with what can I say, more sophisticated Java projects. But since you're just starting out, you do not need to dwell in that, but you will eventually have to choose one in the future. But since we are just starting out, I will select Java with Ant, and from the right side, select Java application. So when you're launching it for the first time, it will find that feature and then activate it for you, which may take a few moments. And then it will ask for activation of the Java SE support. Make sure to untick these and then click on activate. Because we will be modifying JavaFX implementation later on. And untick create main class. For the project name, let's stick with hello world, or you can do whatever you would like to give the name. The project location is this, and it should open it up. And let's first create a package. And then create the class hello world, if I can spell it correctly. And that should open up NetBeans for you. The font size is too small at the moment, so I will just change it first. I will also select a custom font because I do not like the default font. It's just a personal preference. And then click on OK. It may freeze as it is recomputing everything that it needs to do in order to view the font properly. I think this is still too small. I still have to, okay. Okay, that's weird. And now we are kind of in shape. Also, we would like to change the formatting. So go to the editor tab and formatting, and then untick use all language settings, and then make sure that its expand tab to spaces is checked and just reduce it to 2. And turn on line wrap. So this will make sure that if you have a very long line, it does not go off the screen, rather it will stay within the boundaries of the screen. If you want, you can customize this to have a lesser value. Hit save. By default, it will still probably use 4 spaces. So in that case, you have to reopen it and then click Format. Did it not pick up the changes? It's supposed to be 2. Then apply and OK. Okay, now we are in good shape. So in NetBeans, you have a shortcut called PSVM. If you type those 4 letters and then hit tab, you will find the expanded version, public static void main. And then there is another one for system.out.println, which is sout. And then click or type in hello world. Now let's see if it is actually properly running. It is. Can I see which Java version it is using? I guess I can't. So in here, let's see where I can find the Java version it is using. Okay, so inside Java shell, it is JDK 15. In Nashorn, it's still JDK 15. So it is correctly using JDK 15. One last thing that I would like to do is change the color. What was it? The light theme really hurts my eyes. I don't know why. And of course, I have to change the font again. And now we have a better, at least in my preference, a better UI. And lastly, how do I change the console font? I think it's here. Yeah, it's in settings. Make sure that's also this and 18. Yeah, that's much better. Now I can properly see the output. So these are just customizations that we'd like to do the first time you install any IDE for any language, whether you are working with Python or C++ or C or Golang, whatever may be the language that you're using, you should set up the tools as soon as you install them so that you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the time. And that's it for the NetBeans installation. You can do your coding without worrying too much. And if your code ends up like this, just right click on it after selecting the entire code and click Format or Alt Shift F from the keyboard. And that would format your code, and Control S saves your code. So if you look here, while your code is not saved, it will display the name of your file in bold letters. So once you click Format and then hit Control S or save from the File menu, that bold wording will go away.